Good evening and welcome to Collector Cars. I'm Lance, your host. Hey guys.
Hey, Lance.
We're short one.
I'm the short one?
No. I said we're short
short
one.
Yeah.
Oh, good. They got the air conditioning back on. Are your drinks frozen yet?
Yes.
Okay.
No worries.
just making sure. The two of you are going. How are we going to talk with our teeth chattering tonight? I like it. This is great, man. It's like, you know, just like the cold snap we went through.
They snow before the show.
I make my own cold snap in the studio every week.
Yes, you do.
Mr. Trier, Bill Trier, with Collector Car Appraisals. Mr. Mark Petty with Car Dealer.
Lucky I made it tonight.
Yes. So you've got a lot of work to do. You're going to be replacing gas pedals.
We have a lot of work, yeah.
Yeah. Hey, job security.
That's right.
You know. Anyway.
It's a union deal.
Yes, it is. You know.
I missed the union.
You did?
Yeah. I didn't get in union.
Oh, you didn't get in the union?
There's no union in Florida.
Yeah. We were going to have a union. Me, Mergens, and you two. Just a small little union.
That'll be a union, all right.
That'd be. Imagine the trouble we could get ourselves in.
Like a pipe joint.
Yeah. You know, I tell you, another weekend. I am so tired of crappy weather.
Well, why'd you come to this state?
We lost a lot of shows. Yeah, I certainly didn't come down here for this.
No. Yeah.
But here we were again. Saturday night, Quaker Steak and Lube. Last year, our January show pulled 325 cars. It was a blowout. I must have had 15 car clubs call me and say, look, you know, we all want to park together. Then come in together and we'll, you know, we got plenty of parking. And I'll be darned if it didn't. It rained right up until 4 o'clock showtime. The drizzle stopped, but the parking lot was still puddled up, and here was the key. The sky, even though it wasn't raining anymore, still looked black and gray and cloudy and nasty. Yeah. So
well, those things happen.
It wasn't meant to be. It wasn't meant to be. But the folks in Sarasota had a real thrill with Devereaux on Sunday.
That was great.
That is, I think that's probably one of the biggest, if not the biggest, they've had. From what I understand, Jim Daggett was telling me they had about 1,400 spots designated for the show.
That's right.
And they overflowed that by another couple of rows, and that's not including some of them that just, you know, park to walk around for a few minutes and go. Yeah.
And then they had the car corral.
And the car corral.
Some cars in the car corral too.
Right. And spectators, were I mean, just surrounded the mall. It was like the car hobby enthusiasts just swarmed that entire mall from the way it was described to me.
Yeah, I came up about 1:45. I didn't get up there till later on because I had a meeting before that. But I spent about 10 minutes driving around in the parking lot to get a parking place, and finally wound up on 41, out by 41 side of the mall.
No kidding.
Well,
you didn't have a meeting. You were at church, and you need to be in church.
Well, we had a meeting.
We know you.
We had a meeting. God had a meeting with me.
And you're lucky that there's a church that'll
It's called the Bolts of Light meeting. Okay, let's move on.
I'm telling you. Yeah. Well, that Devereaux show is just a phenomenon. It's we call it a show. It's technically a cruise. It is a car cruise, and it is probably the largest one on the west coast of Florida, possibly in Florida as a cruise, because even Daytona charges a fee per car and all that, and they do trophies and stuff. That's the difference between the cruise and the car show. And, well, these guys, that was the 41st annual.
The 40th. It was the 40th.
40th.
Well, actually, like Arnie said, they're off a year.
They lost a year.
They lost a year.
Well, see,
so
that's
really
like me.
Well,
I'm 56. I would have been 57, but I was sick for a year.
But see, when we get to be our ages, we lose our minds, and everything else goes with it. So, just trying to help.
You know,
there's no help for him.
There's no help.
There's no help. For him.
And Mark, and he thinks he's going to get closer to the seat too. I'm going to come up with a list for Mergens. I'm going to actually write an ad as if I were
the truth of it is, we pay him not to have to sit in the seat. We have to pay him not to go in there.
He did himself in with Mergens.
He begs us to take that seat. But
have I got bad news? And Mergens is not happy. Our pedal car races for Super Cruise are off.
So you defaulted and he wins no matter what?
No, there
Yes.
is no win by default.
Oh, yes, there was. You,
No,
you didn't
there
read
is
the
no
contract.
win by default.
Oh, yeah.
We'll do wheelbarrow races or something, him and I.
Okay.
Well,
Pony carts.
listen
I heard
to
that.
this.
Did you hear that?
Back to the pony
this.
carts.
But yeah, he ran into a snag with insurance and all that kind of stuff. With
Insurance? We have somebody for
they gotta
insurance.
yeah, I know 'em. But they want specs on the cars because the kids are going to be running these, and naturally, this guy, he wants to be sure that everything is, you know, the way it should be.
Yeah.
He's checking the specs on the car and stuff like that, and they're going over everything. And he said it's just gonna. He said once he gets it all in place, because I guess this is going to be regulated just like any other thing that gets regulated.
Yeah.
You know, and his idea is great. Doing little NASCAR races all over the country, pedal car races. I think the guy's going to, make a ton of money. And actually, all he's doing it for now is charity. He's doing it for his church. But I think it's going to catch on, and I think it's going to be big. And he said that the NASCAR sponsors, you know, like Kellogg and all those people that, Lowe's, and they're actually going to, some of them are already on board to sponsor pedal cars with their stuff on it.
Cool.
So, anyway.
So we have to come up with a new
We
race
might
for
even
the
have a
Super
Collector
Cruise.
Cars TV cruising to the hop.
Yeah.
He can't
Of
afford
course,
that yet.
you know, his shows
can't afford
his
to
shows get so much rain we could have kayak races.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah, I'm telling you. I'm surprised we didn't have a few boats pulling up there at Quaker State.
Gus says no.
But we have to come up with
Hey,
some kind
we
of
got to
race.
go easy on Gus. He's running back and forth on cameras tonight.
Well, I know. We know what happens when he
Yeah,
runs
but
back and forth because if you people watching the show hear a terrible crash,
Yeah,
he
that's
fell
what
over
that
one
big
again.
bang was a couple of weeks, what was it, a few weeks ago with the camera.
Yeah.
But anyway, great stuff coming up. We've got Barrett Jackson just happened. Mr. Trier is going to do some research and you know, get an idea of what the cars were selling for and what the trends are this year. And we'll do another Trier's Trends on where it's going. You know, because, especially now, because now, you know, people are a little bit tighter now on what they're doing and a little more cautious.
The money's starting to get a little bit better, though, on
Starting to
selling the
flow a
cars a
little.
little bit better, especially in the high end. That they always do well, but
Yeah.
even on the lower end, it's starting to come around. So it'll take a while, but it's not all going downhill, and people aren't flooding the market with cars
But you
either.
didn't see a drastic, like, holy smokes, they couldn't get any money for the cars type of thing at Barrett Jackson.
No,
They
there
did
was
pretty
some
well.
good bargains went through there, but for the most part, they were doing fairly well.
For the most part, they were right up there at market value or above.
I think you're seeing a lot of four-doors starting to come around, too.
It is. It's
Four-doors,
amazing.
wagons.
Amazing. The wagons and the
Oh, you
four-doors,
see some of the footage that we're getting, the pictures we're getting from Colorado and Vermont and all these things that John and Terry are doing.
Yeah.
You know, you're seeing a lot more of that.
Well, used to, you know, a few years back, you'd take like a 64 98 Olds convertible, you know, 25,000 bucks. You know, a four-door sedan, lucky to get to 10.
Yeah.
Now they're up to 18.
Yeah.
Nice ones. You
So
know.
they're coming up in value.
Yeah.
And that 10th anniversary Trans Am's really getting up there.
Yeah, $6
What's a
bucks.
Trans Am?
Hope.
What's one of those foreign
What's a
cars?
Trans
Yeah.
Am?
Yes.
All right.
Yeah.
Forget about these guys over here. We're going to show you a little film clip from Mr. Terry Lewis. Check it out. It's the Firefighters Hot Times Cool Cars car show in Colorado. And Terry has sent us some good stuff. They do this, I guess, right there at the firehouse. And from what I understand, they've got a pretty good sized piece of property. They put the cars all around the firehouse.
And it looks like they got some good Mopars in there.
Yeah. That
And
looks
they've
like a
really
little
gone up
Mopar
in
section.
value.
Oh, now there's a look at
Check
that little.
this out.
Nice.
It's a 65 Barracuda Formula S.
Wow.
65. They made 2,994 Formula S Barracudas. This yellow was not one of the options. It's a 999 code car. It has factory disc brakes, which again were not an option. There was only 117 made with disc brakes. And the top, the canopy vinyl roof, was not an option. There was only